Welcome back, Super Friends and Super Family. I'm Nick, and today I'm reacting to Modern Family Season 2, Episodes 19 and 20. As always, you want to watch along the full unedited reaction that is on Patreon. That's also where you can check out future reactions of the show if you don't want to wait and you'd care to support the channel. Let's just get right into it. Modern Family Season 2, Episodes 19 and 20.
Are you by any chance the Foxy Mom on the new Horizon Realty ad?
I want to see the ad.
Yeah, I'm not just selling houses, I'm selling myself, and the best part about me, my family, and my teeth.
Don't forget the teeth.
I can't be satisfied until you're satisfied. What's happening to our minivan?
Having this bad boy shrink wrapped on it.
Hey, Lisa, CT scores are available online. I hate you.
Oh gosh, I mean, we all know.
Are they bad?
No, they're not bad.
They're good?
No, they're average.
Oh gosh.
You are gonna have your choice of colleges when the time comes.
I've been thinking about it lately, and
Gonna be a musician?
later.
Yeah, this is gonna cause panic.
We took the scenic route, but we ended up in the same place.
True, true. It's because of her boyfriend. I wonder if I mean, how long is the show running? Are we gonna see the characters choose any, like, jobs?
Cam became Franklin Middle School's interim musical director.
I was volunteering for their spring musical festival. Regular director suddenly and mysteriously became ill.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this a parasite move, Cam?
Do you think that the kids though are gonna be able to learn it by tonight?
Why do you have to throw a wet blanket on my dreams? And you know what I end up with? Wet dreams.
Oh my gosh.
Can be a little, you know,
Sensitive?
enthusiastic.
And that too.
Don't be so critical.
I am in your corner 100%.
Wait till you see the dance.
Dance, a dance.
It's a fine line between realism and support.
Mortos, Emma.
She's in the show with me. I think I've taken a run at her.
You make her feel special.
Picture my butt. It's a clever way of saying my brother's an ass.
Is it?
How you doing, you dumb son of a bitch?
You old Mick.
Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jonathan Banks is in this? Oh, this is amazing. This is oh, what a perfect casting for his brother.
I misplaced my phone. Could you call me on yours?
How about you let go? You
Give me the phone, Donnie!
wash your mouth out with this!
Dang, dang.
I don't understand this relationship, Emma.
That's because you haven't seen Breaking Bad, all right? That is so cool. Jonathan Banks is in this show, man.
Breaks over, everyone. Let's take it from the top.
How is this gonna go?
Can I go? I'm late for soccer practice.
You know who else missed?
Who?
The cast of Rent, and now they have a Tony.
They were in soccer?
Hey, did they drop the van off yet?
Yeah, a little while ago.
College is still a ways away. I say we leave Haley alone.
Look at this.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
Yeah, we want to survive.
Slide over.
Yeah, Haley, we don't want to die today. Come on, come on.
He's not just selling houses. He's selling us.
Wait, what? They only got like half?
They're gonna think that you're helping your father put food on the table.
Oh gosh, this is not a good look. This is not a good look.
My brother sits in this chair, goes out from under him, bam.
Respect each other.
Columbia is such a peaceful utopia. A nice shirt. Do they sell men's clothes where you got that?
For Melanie's baptism.
Who's Melon?
My granddaughter.
Michael.
How can you forget when he's family? I have 29 cousins. Rosa Marina, Gloria Maria, Veronica,
Here we go.
Mariana.
It's like, I take your word for it.
When was the last time that you saw him?
That's not easy, because he lives up,
How far away does he
I
live?
want to say Buffalo.
Oh, you sure? You don't even know.
There's no downside to more education.
I mean, there's the costs. Luckily, your family is well off.
Yes, we're the people in the ad. Yeah.
That's not why.
You want to know what your job is in college? It's a whole lot of new friends. And the boys think you're cute, and you are cute, and... Call the number!
So how's work?
Don't worry, I'm not here for a loan.
Seriously, though, how are things going with you?
He's trying to have a real conversation.
I'm fine. It's not like I'm gonna die.
What?
Wait, what?
Caught it early. I took the treatment. I'm clear for now.
Cancer.
You don't have to whisper. I know I got it.
Dang. Holy, he really doesn't know his brother.
It's just between us. Oh, good.
You do need to listen to Gloria. Yeah, this is a sit-down motion. Dang. Dang. Dang.
And you go snow sledding on cafeteria trays?
You should just go back to college.
Oh, honey.
Those were her best days. Those are her best days, clearly.
When your whole life is in front of you, and you don't want to miss that because when it's gone...
Youth is wasted on the young, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe none of them understand what the ad is.
Sweet Lorna Doone, 19 missed calls?
Lorna Doone? Who is that?
You saw the ad?
It's not the clients you think they are.
The little one.
Oh my gosh.
If you're interested, I also have an older model with a lot of character. I think the carpet matches the drapes. I haven't checked.
Oh my gosh. No. How? No. You guys cannot be this oblivious. No.
I set up an appointment. It'll give me a chance to give them both a good scrubbing. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Feels like that was an easy sale.
You think all these calls are about the ad?
My friend Nicole just sent me a picture of the van.
I guess I'll be seeing you Wednesdays and every other weekend.
Sitting here thinking about college and how life has passed me by.
Oh, dang.
I'll see you at the show.
Blair.
Love you. Bye.
That's a great response. Thank God. It's just life passing you by. We could deal with that.
In the majestic Franklin Middle School will drop into position. Ruben ever finishes painting it. It's not the Sistine Chapel, Ruben.
Poor kid. The poor kid. Too much pressure.
Let's take 5, a true 5.
You gotta talk to Cam.
It's too much. It's too much.
Ruben hasn't had a bowel movement in a week.
Tell Bob Fussy that he's overdoing it and you want to go back to your old stuff.
Carefully this time.
No.
Excuse me?
Will this work?
We don't want to do the new stuff.
I don't know where this...
Too obvious. Dang.
I had no idea I was surrounded. Bunch of quitters.
Make them do sprints.
Years from now, still be talking about the way I sodomized them.
Oh, I don't think that's a good...
No. Gee.
The same tepid applause from mom and dad. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Just say the word.
Good snacks.
Well, too bad, people. It's a close rehearsal. March.
This is the danger. If... Oh my gosh.
Let's go see a show.
You need to close the door.
Yeah, with the key.
Will Phil be able to pull this off?
My best years behind me.
Keep looking forward. Here we go.
literally forward. I mean, what are the best years of people's lives? I feel like everyone's lives are so different. It really depends.
I hope you enjoy the show tonight. A certain flair that has been lacking from this stage in years past.
You could say that.
Enjoy this musical trip around the world.
It's not gonna go smoothly.
I wish I knew more about the world.
Where are you going?
I think I'll land here.
Oh no.
What?
Shoot, so much for keeping it a secret, dang.
Is Luke stuck up there?
Yes. The answer is yes. Thank your Kubrick wannabe theater director.
Yeah. Oh, no. Come on.
Oh, can't you hire someone to do this? This is an emergency, Phil.
Full steam ahead! Ahead!
Shoot.
Sorry about what I said to Gloria, okay?
Yeah, he didn't mean to say it.
Hit me.
I'm not gonna hit you, Donnie.
You heard I was sick. You treated me different.
I care for you, you know it.
Do you think I don't know that Joey Caleri stole my bike and you put his head in the ice?
What was that he said again?
I can't hear no more.
I can't hear no more.
Thinking all about you. What? Are we animals?
You have to get it out. Supportive till the end.
Promise me you get that liver checked.
There's nothing wrong. You son of a bitch.
I can't hear no more.
That's a really sweet moment for the two of them.
Maybe we should just stop this.
No. There is a saying in the theater world that
It's not worth dying for?
Is this about the children, Cam? Or about you and your dreams? Oh shoot. Cam, you asked for this. It's not gonna spell the right thing. What is it gonna say?
We love the word.
It's religious.
Where's the owl?
It's Luke.
We love them.
Okay, this just became amazing, actually. 10 out of 10 for the humor. Oh, gosh.
Where have you been?
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
just getting some fresh air.
All this time and you couldn't get anything off?
Hey, look up at the moon.
I can't be.
Okay, the truth.
We look like a prostitute.
More of an escort.
I have been driving around in this all day.
Since you're mad, I'll
Time to move.
step over here and have a look at that.
I am not getting back in that car. Matter, I'll go home with anyone. That's what it should say on the van.
You mean to tell me that people have actually been calling? What
All day.
To be fair, most of them were for you.
do you mean most?
30 calls. You got 20 or 25 of them.
They ask for me?
They asked for the hot blonde.
I realize I still have a few good years ahead of me.
One person to thank for that, it would be me.
No.
But save you from a divorce, Phil.
Was it as awful as I?
Yes.
Been really hard for you to be supportive while I made a fool out of myself.
Still, come on.
I can feel my heart beat in my eyes.
Poor Luke. No one rescued him? The things you do for the performance.
So sorry for just dropping by like this.
Are you kidding me? I love her little hair.
She loves her grandmother.
I don't love grandmother.
Revising our will to specify who should take care of Lily. God forbid something happened to us.
God forbid.
I said God.
Wait, why is he so angry about God forbid?
Claire and Phil dropped by their place last week.
How did that go? We hear the sounds first.
Phil, the frog man's.
Jarrell!
Son of Jarrell, what is that?
Teach myself how to juggle.
Good for you, buddy.
Honey, it's doing it again.
Morning!
I hope the whole house
I mean, they did not want the responsibility. They knew you guys were coming over. You could not do a better job at being like, a child will not be safe here. Who would be the best people to take care of Lily if they got hit by a bus?
Don't want to lose you! They're in the middle of a terrible blizzard.
So you shouted.
Lose 2 cows?
Oh, yeah, frozen solid.
Dang.
Annie, I gotta get you down to that sporting goods place.
Would you mind if we came? I'd like to get Mama some snowshoes, you know, to lift her spirits. Jay, this one
We'll
time.
take 2 cars.
Want I can stay with the little princess.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think Gloria would take good care of Lily.
I can take her to the mall, get her some herrings.
Cam and I were talking about thing whatever to happen to us, and we were thinking.
Oh my God, see, I take her.
Very sweet, but you realize it would only
I
happen.
can't wait. A little girl.
Gloria's like, we can hope, we can hope.
Nothing is going to happen. But if it did, so happy.
Mitch is like, I'm still in the room, okay? At least wait till I leave.
We got some stuff to do.
What?
Errands. I'm taking Luke to see a child psychologist.
Really?
Phil would never agree to. He's having trouble concentrating in school.
But I mean, most kids do.
If I move my head fast enough, it looks like the can is standing still.
Sometimes I wonder.
It's kind of a big decision to make without telling your partner.
He's taking me to cello.
You're gonna drop your sister off at her cello lesson first.
Cue the complaining.
Before I go by the office, maybe we can grab some lunch.
Okay, tonight at Dad and Gloria's.
Smell Heather for me.
I always do not.
So sorry we're late. We just got a little bit
no,
caught
it's
up
okay.
in...
It gave me a chance to chat with your husband.
Oh, dang, oh, dang.
Mom and Dad will let you know when we need you.
Go get him, pal.
This'll be an interesting talk.
Someplace you left no trace of except for a tiny notation in your calendar. I noticed a tiny notation.
You already explained it. But I get what you were trying to do. It was trying to be a cool reveal moment.
The cello teacher's car's in here. Go knock on the door, Ellen Einstein.
When you and Dylan were broken up, Rachel told him you were a skink. Now she's gonna see how we play. She's gonna have to take me home. We have stuff to do.
Then I'm just gonna have to come with you.
Just drop her off at a coffee shop or something? What, so she gets kidnapped?
Keep your mouth shut about anything you see.
I should also get a gift from my aunt. Total gun nut, completely off the grid.
Really?
Pat is hilarious. I don't think she's paid taxes in 20 years, but very hospitable.
20 years, the IRS isn't after her?
Yeah, my dad could be Lily's guardian.
I just don't know about him raising a child.
He raised me.
Well, now you've put me in an awkward position.
I think they'd be great.
I think I'm coming down with flu-like sometime. I might get the chaperone sick. Buddy system falls apart. The principle of last in, first out is ignored.
A lot of physical activity, which is not exactly your strong suit.
Yeah.
You just need a little self-confidence.
He has good vocabulary for his age, man.
Why don't you hop up on that? You can do that, you can do anything.
Can I fly? Can I speak Chinese?
I'm gonna talk to your mom and dad for a minute, okay?
Okay.
I wonder what she's gonna say.
I have a few thoughts, but honestly, I don't see anything that's cause for alarm.
Okay.
Much for your time.
Feels like ready to go, ready to go.
He gets distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, honey, I want you to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things they're interested in. Makes me crazy.
Too crazy.
Claire didn't appreciate that feedback.
What exactly are you worried about? I'm worried he's turning into you.
Dang.
If I move my head fast enough, it looks like the cannon's standing still.
He's totally right.
You blame Jay for everything, and now he's the perfect guardian.
And well, he didn't say perfect.
It's scary.
I've seen vines climb walls faster than that.
Future Lily sending us a message from her stripper pole.
Kim is so amazingly dramatic.
Excuse me, Sherpa. Can you assist me with the harness?
You know, sometimes you can act a
Oh
little
no, where'd everyone go?
He is really hurt.
bit like an adult. Why don't you let me know?
The adults are the big ones, right?
This is like an interesting, serious topic, though, you know. Do they just leave?
How do you think that got up there?
They just left Luke?
Securely hitched to a rope, which means I'm not going to fall.
He's going to fall, watch.
You're really making my life difficult right now. And I'm trying to convince Cam that you'd be a great guardian.
You're kidding.
Shoot!
Never mind.
Well, there goes that discussion completely. Cam wins.
This'll teach that skank a lesson. Or yell someone's coming. She might have homework assignments in there she hasn't handed in.
Doubtful.
Someone's coming. Run.
You guys don't look guilty at all.
I'm so scared.
Who's there?
This will actually be a fun memory for them.
Go, run. No, I'm so loud. Run.
This makes me feel like we're in an episode of Buffy, like a vampire's gonna come out, though.
I was glad my clown training prepared me to take a fall like that.
In terms of talking about it, are we looking at we?
You who I had to rush to the emergency room that time you fell out of your claw.
How you doing?
Oh, it's hard to tell.
What did you do?
What I told you.
You pierced her
She didn't say she was gonna do that, did she?
Hair ring.
Mitchell. What her hair ring?
I thought she said that too.
Her hair back. She's.
I thought she said that too. Like, I don't know what that stuff is.
I think we're good.
No, don't speak too soon.
Can you believe we just did that?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. What if I have a taste for it now? Am I gonna start doing stuff like that all the time?
No, you're not.
I skipped my cello lesson today.
Oh, really?
I didn't have time to practice. I even like playing the cello. Yeah?
Does she?
I hate it.
Dang, that's cool she can admit that, though.
Family's hopes and dreams are kind of pinned on me. No one would blame you if you stopped being so perfect. I did something bad too. Something that nobody knows.
What?
What did you do?
That's cool, though. This is like the first time we've seen the two of them actually getting along, having fun.
Not sure you understand why I said what I said.
There are qualities about me you wish you could change, but you can't. But it's not too late for Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
One tiny part that I'm sure if I could just...
Claire, he's gonna be fine.
I know. I think I know.
Claire is a worrier, though. That's consistent with her
Did he
character.
say anything about that on the drive here?
I rode with you.
He didn't drive with me.
They still don't even know. Oh my gosh.
You want Lily raised by anyone but my family.
The crazy ants and the frozen cow.
Oh, your father dropped me from the sky while his wife drilled holes in our babies.
What a recap of the episode.
We left Luke alone in a parking garage.
We don't know the whole story.
Hey, Mom!
With a limo?
Buddy, you must have been so scared.
No,
No, he was cool.
I have to go find a phone. I saw a stray dog and I played with him for a while. Then I thought I saw Mrs. Morgan. It wasn't her. That's where I met the Litbacks.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations.
I can't believe I ever worried about him out in the world. That's what I do, though, isn't it? I worry.
You do.
Please don't let me screw up our son.
Hey. Somewhere out there is a worried little girl who's in labeling bins, and he's gonna find her.
That's sweet to say. They do kind of balance each other out well, you know, with their quirks and stuff.
I know you're kind of down on Jay being Lily's guardian. We had a little chat in the car. Starting to think if I couldn't even get up that wall.
We both know you could get up that wall. Why are you trying to get out of this trip?
I'm excited to go.
Manny.
Yeah, don't BS.
I have some concerns about the shower situation. I haven't quite reached my target height.
I'll write you a note. Plan on doing something fun this weekend.
See, Jay knows how to handle this.
You're already about the bravest kid I know.
Yeah.
You wear blazers to school, you play the pan flute, you read poetry to girls. I couldn't even talk to girls. But whatever you decide, I'm behind you.
Come on. See? Jay's a good guy.
Jay said that.
And he wasn't drinking or anything.
That's a good point to bring up as well.
I said I was sorry. I was two huge ones.
What is she?
Earrings.
Have a very important announcement to make.
Oh, it got interrupted.
Totally inexcusable.
We would like Jay and Gloria to be Lily's guardian.
Cam.
It's the right decision.
That is great news.
Gloria's like, please, disaster could strike tomorrow.
Be all mine.
It really is an if.
All mine.
We are the parents of 3 healthy, well-educated...
We need to go down to the police station. Our daughter's just vandalized the school.
They got caught after all. Too much victory celebration in the car.
I bailed on yoga.
Oh, yeah. Oh, could you go to the mailbox and get me...
What's wrong?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Carmen Miranda.
I just wanted a couple before the holes. Hey, one for Daddy. Woo!
All right, so that's Modern Family Season 2, Episodes 19 and 20. So in Episode 19, we had the awesome guest appearance of Jonathan Banks, Mike Ehrmantraut himself as Jay's brother. Which just, you know, I'm already a big fan of him as an actor. It's not just a guest appearance that is cool because I love the actor, but he is great casting as Jay's brother. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of see it. They look alike enough. They're around a close enough age where it's believable. And also the dynamic between the two of them felt very real and was really touching as well. I really like the balance that was demonstrated in that storyline, because we start off, and I really am siding with Gloria, where I think, you know, Jay should get to know his brother well. You know, maybe they do avoid discussing serious things, you know, by just joking around and kind of having fun with each other. It's a family dynamic I can relate to. I have some relatives who you can kind of see that on display. And I just think in general, you know, I do it myself sometimes, and just, you know, when you're socializing, sometimes you do just keep things light, and you kind of do that because you don't want to dive deeper. You are just avoiding some of those more serious discussions. So, I like that. You know, I think that Jay should be closer with his brother. He should know certain things, you know, about his health, where he lives, and things like that. You know, so I think Gloria's advice, you know, is good to a certain extent. But I also really like how they ended the episode, where we got to hear Jay's brother saying, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to treat me differently. And I think that also is something that's really, really valuable. You can look at the dynamic that, you know, family has, or brothers have, or even like two partners, a couple has, and you might easily judge it from the outside, like, oh, you should be doing this differently or this differently. But you don't know them. You don't know their relationship, and everyone is different. And maybe what this person needs is less serious talking and someone who just jokes around with them and treats them like a regular person. I'm not expressing it well. I don't know why I'm so inarticulate right now, but there's just balance in everything, right? You know, just like you can avoid too many serious issues by always joking and laughing around, you can also be someone who just is always talking about the serious thing, and it just makes the other person feel depressed. It's like, if you're sick, you know that you're sick. And there's probably tons of people in your life who are always like asking about that and checking in on that. And it must be such a relief to have someone who doesn't focus in on that. And I just love the scene where he's telling Jay, like, I've known you've loved me. Like since we were 8 years old, like we don't need to talk about it like that. And I think that's so true. Like, especially, sometimes with guys, especially, you have a really close friendship with someone and you never have the therapy moment. You're never sitting there, talking about super deep things or maybe opening up about hardships in your life. But that doesn't reduce the value or the depth of the friendship and the unspoken closeness that you share with someone. You know what I mean? So I love that kind of balance in that storyline on top of seeing Jonathan Banks show up and play Jay's brother. If there's any episodes where he shows up again, I will definitely be looking forward to those. We also had Cam as the unhinged theater director trying to send his vision at the price of the kids' enjoyment, which is predictably Cam's behavior. And I like seeing Mitch the entire time struggling, trying to support Cam. But once again, like that storyline kind of focuses in on balance. I mean, we saw Mitch, who generally probably is overly critical, trying to go the other extreme where all he's doing is being supportive. And to be honest, I would struggle if I had a friend like Cam. I mean, Cam is so fun. He's one of my favorite characters on the show. But I guess maybe that's not the right way to put it. I guess I'm very different from Cam. With a personality like Cam, he's the type of person who, when he's asking for feedback, is not really asking for feedback. And I do think that's true. I think a fair amount of people are like that, where if they're asking for advice, they don't really want advice. If they're asked to hear your opinion, they don't really want your opinion. What they just want in that moment is support. Now, where it gets tricky is when, for someone else's own good, you kind of need to give them a little dose of truth. I mean, you can be tactful, but I do think there are times where telling your partner the truth, especially if you do it in a respectful way, is not a lack of support. In fact, sometimes it is necessary, right? I mean, that's what's great about having a partner, is that sometimes they help steer you in the right direction when you don't see yourself the way other people are seeing you, or maybe you just struggle with particular issues and they help balance you out by guiding you the right way. And me personally, I think I'm very different from Cam insofar as I don't want someone blindly supporting me if I'm making a fool out of myself. You know what I mean? It's like, I would be angry if they did support me in that moment. I'd be like, why didn't you tell me I was acting like an idiot? Like, this is what I rely on you for in a relationship. But that's just my personality, if you have any thoughts about the kind of balance between those two things, supporting your partner, supporting your loved ones, and also giving them the honest truth and giving them some sincere feedback, while of course not going too far and being overly critical and criticizing their every move. You know what I mean? It is a little bit of a tricky line to walk, and I definitely think it's almost impossible to be perfect. You just have to know the person you're talking to and kind of try to cater your response based on them, and also know yourself and know, where do I usually lean towards in the extreme? Like, am I usually too critical or am I usually too supportive? I need to be a little bit more honest. We also had some advertising that I think Claire was beautifully foreshadowed. I believe there was a line that Claire had early in the episode saying, like, am I going to regret doing this? Yes, you are going to regret doing this. I mean, did no one step back and see? I mean, I guess they didn't pay enough attention when they got into the car, but just... oh, can you imagine? But I thought that was a really, really funny storyline, and it was just great, seeing the characters not know what's going on. Phil desperately, I love the move that Phil did when he's trying to walk Claire and Haley, in to see the performance. And Claire, I forget exactly the lines, but Claire is like, are my best years behind me? And he's like, the best thing is to just look forward. I thought that was just so cleverly executed, as he's literally turning them to walk forward. But the more serious thing they're, kind of dealing with Claire that episode is this idea of, as you get older, I'm sure that's something everyone has to deal with, right? Are your best years behind you? And I had an interesting talk about that exact topic a while ago with one of my uncles and with my mom and just a group of people. We were out at like a family dinner and asking them about, like, what was your best years? If you had to pick a decade, what's your favorite decade? And the answers were different around the table. So I think that's just the truth. It kind of just makes sense to me in my head. I mean, I could see someone looking at their high school years and being like, those are the best years of my life. I could see someone looking at their 40s or 50s or even older and being like, this is the best time of my life. I think there's so many variables in your life, and I feel like sometimes you struggle early, sometimes you struggle at this period, sometimes you have some wonderful thing happen in your later years of life, right? So I guess I'd love to hear if someone has their own experiences they can share in the comments of like, my 40s were way better than my 20s, or my 20s were the best year. I was healthy, I was young, this was beautiful. You know, as much as people don't want to admit that their best years are behind them, sometimes that might just be the honest truth if you're looking at your life in an honest way, right? There's a lot of advantages you have when you're young. I think there's also a lot of disadvantages you have when you're young too. So I don't know. And then episode 20 we had was an interesting episode. I really liked it. It was a little bit more serious, to me at least, for some of the storylines, while still having humor, you know, sprinkled throughout, especially with different storylines. I thought it was really cool that we got to see an actual genuine moment between Alex and Haley. You know, I enjoy their bickering. I think it sometimes is funny in the show and just is a fun representation of the fights that often happen between siblings and the competition and just the contrast in their personalities and their interests. But I did appreciate how they had a moment where Alex could kind of open up with Haley, and Haley could kind of drop her guard as well and open up with her sister. And just, it's very revealing that Alex doesn't even enjoy playing the cello, but feels this pressure like she can't quit anything. I think a lot of smart kids do feel that, and I definitely can relate to the pressure of like wanting to uphold this image of academic perfection. It's really cool that you know, she's able to you know, misbehave a little bit with her sister, but more importantly, it's the moment in the car afterwards, you know what I mean, where they got to, you know, just be honest with each other. But everything is kind of centered around Mitch and Cam wondering like who would be the best candidates to take care of Lily if anything bad happened. And you know, they went through an interesting journey. I mean, I kind of want to meet more of Cam's family, if I'm being honest. I really would love if they had an episode or a series of episodes where they travel out to Missouri or they come and visit. I just feel like there's a lot of potential for fun scenarios and cultural differences and just awkward situations. So I hope they have that coming up in some type of future episodes. But I really like what they did with that storyline too, because I think it was a great demonstration, especially for the character of Jay. I mean, Gloria, I mean, yes, I agree. Like, she got Lily's ears pierced due to a miscommunication, though, to be fair. Do you really want to blame Gloria? Overall, I think Gloria is a pretty phenomenal candidate for, like, a replacement mom to help raise a kid. I really just think she is. So, to me, Gloria is not really a question mark. Would she be a good mother and be responsible and is well suited? But Jay, I think this episode is a great demonstration of both why you might be hesitant for him to be the choice of father figure, but when it really counts, why he actually is a pretty damn great father figure too. And I love that journey that they did, because it is true. Like, Jay can be a little bit rough and gruff and impatient, and he has his flaws, and I feel like they're very visible on the outside. But what is so great about Jay and his connection with Manny that we've seen gradually build over the course of these first 2 seasons is that when it really counts and we're talking about something that matters, like Manny really not wanting to go and feeling embarrassed about something that's, you know, hard to talk about at kind of an awkward age in your life, he's there in such a great, supportive, meaningful way. You know, it's just like the episode when Manny's dad didn't show up and Jay, you know, sat on the curb and hanged out with Manny, and then they went to Disneyland. It's like, when it counts, Jay is a good father. And yeah, maybe he wasn't perfect, and it was hilarious when Mitch was like, well, look how I turned out. And Cam's like, this is awkward. But I kind of agree with Mitch. I mean, look at Mitch, look at Claire, like, they're great. You know what I mean? Are they perfect? Absolutely not. I'm sure there's things that Jay did when they were growing up that they're not too happy about. I mean, we've heard the characters talk about it, but every kid is going to have that about their parents. And at the end of the day, I think Jay is a good father, especially, you know, as we just see how he handles some delicate situations with Manny in a way that, you know, kids really need their father to do. You know, not that a mother can't do it, but it's easier, I think, sometimes if you have some of those talks with your father. Just like if you're a girl, I think it's easier to have some of those talks with your mom and not with your father. So, and I did like, of course, how Cam admitted that, you know, in front of everyone at the very end of the episode. But then the other interesting storyline that we had was with Luke and Claire worrying that Luke needs to see a psychologist or be on medication or go to therapy, things like that. And, you know, it's a delicate topic, and I don't have any, you know, expertise or even personal experience with something like this. So I'm kind of hesitant to give broad general advice. And I'm sure no one's going to take my advice anyways. If you do, you shouldn't. But my thoughts on the situation, you know, I'm overall hesitant to, you know, just look at the character of Luke. I don't see anything wrong with him. I mean, is he a unique kid? Yeah. Does he have energy? And does he bounce around and get distracted? You know, and maybe he has a little OCD like his dad. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to diagnose the character from the show, but whether he does or doesn't, I really don't see any significant, you know, worrisome behavior. You know what I mean? Like, my general view is just like, yeah, Luke's a kid, and he's not a kid like Haley, just like Haley isn't like Alex, but lots of young kids are just like that. And I don't think, to me, it doesn't strike me as like unhealthy. You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying I don't understand Claire being worried, especially, like I said, that's very consistent with her character. With, you know, moms inevitably are going to worry. There's nothing you can do about that. And that's just a burden they carry. You know, once you become a mom, I don't think you can ever fully turn the worry dial down to zero. I think it just comes with the territory that the second you have a kid, as a mom, you're just, the worry dial is just going to go from like 11 down to 1, but it's never going to disappear for the rest of your life. At least that's kind of my general outlook for how mothers, and I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, that's just something that I think is real for a lot of moms out there. But I also really understand Phil and why he's like, Luke is fine and we shouldn't worry, and we don't want Luke to feel different or to feel like there's something wrong with them. I also think that can be really important. You know, once again, it's a difficult situation. Every parent has to make it for their own kids. You know, consult professionals, you know, don't follow my advice. But I really do think it's not like there's no risk in, you know, putting a kid on medication or having the kid think that there's something wrong with him. You know, kids are smart. If a kid starts seeing someone, even if the other kids in school magically don't find out and say something about it and you keep it really private, they might think, oh, something's wrong with me. And I just think you have to be really careful about the ideas you put in your kid's head that might shape the way that they turn out when really nothing, they don't need extra assistance. I don't know if I'm expressing this well, but I guess it's kind of something I was talking about in the last reaction, the after talk. Let's just deal with a simpler example. Like if you're putting your kid into a sport that's a really hard sport, or they're playing like a tough competitive thing, or they're studying in this really competitive competition for grades, just any type of thing, if you treat your kid like they're this delicate, sensitive thing and they feel that, they might start to behave like they're very delicate and sensitive and they can get easily hurt or they can get easily damaged. You kind of want to let them loose. You know, you don't want to overparent or overprotect your child, and because of your worry and your parenting, actually lead them because of that to have more problems, which they will think was their fault because they're like, why else would my parent, you know, treat me in this special way? And then we had Phil, you know, getting really hurt, which I kind of understand when Claire was kind of like, well, I don't want him to turn out like you know, I don't want all those things. And I get that she meant something different, but I think anyone, if their partner said that to their face, would be offended and would not, it would be hard to take that well in the moment, especially the way that Claire phrased it. And look, I think Phil, it's like, is Phil a quirky guy? Absolutely. You know, are there things that Phil does that annoy Claire? Absolutely. But the same can be said for literally everyone and literally every relationship. You know what I mean? Like, there are tons of things, and whether you're in a good relationship or not, there's no relationship where you look at every single thing your partner does and nothing bothers you or nothing is a little bit quirky. It's like, guess what? Everyone is a little bit quirky and strange, you know, but you look at someone like Phil or someone like Claire, who to me are both well-adjusted, successful, happy, imperfect people. They turned out pretty great. You know, they have a great little family. They're a little bit crazy sometimes. They each had their unique personality things. But to me, I don't look at either of them and think, oh, well, this should change. In fact, the opposite. I think if you raise kids who turn out like Claire and Phil, you're doing pretty good. But that's just my thoughts about that, you know, and like I said, not a professional, obviously. Don't have any experience with any of that stuff, obviously. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about that, especially someone who either has professional training or experience, or even better, like if your kid has gone through something like that, or if you had to deal with that question. Because as a parent, there's no official guidebook. So I could see the difficulty of being like, Claire, you know, does he need help focusing? Or is this the normal kid who just has a bunch of energy and maybe isn't as well suited for the specific academic structure of traditional schools as other kids are, you know? Because to be fair, I've heard so many people who are extremely successful in life say how much they struggled in school, and had nothing to do with them needing to be on some type of medication or anything like that. It's just the way that our education system is set up, it's catered to specific personality types. At least that's what I've learned, you know, listen to people anecdotally, but love to hear your thoughts about any of that in the comments down below. As always, hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. Future reactions of Modern Family are all up on Patreon if you want to support the channel. The link is in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.